So I'm going to talk for a few minutes about what animals have taught me about death. And I'll get right to the answer, and then I'll tell you the background. The answer is they've taught me that it's no big deal. I talk to a lot of dying animals, and or very ill animals who aren't quite yet dying, and ask them if they are ready to pass, if they would like assistance, if they're going to go on their own. They are very, very clear about this. I've never said to a client, I'm not sure. I never. They are so clear about what they want to do. And the other thing is they're not afraid. They don't want to be in pain. So, occasionally an animal will say, I'm ready to go and I'm having a little trouble. If I'm not gone by, and then I see days go by and I name them. If I'm not gone by Tuesday, I would like some assistance. Ordinarily, they're like, if the human will let go of me, let me go. I'm ready, and I'll go. So there's a combo. They're very clear. They're very clear, and I've never sensed fear from them. So let me back up for a little minute here. When I was 3 years old, my sister, my 6-year-old sister, this is a million years ago, and I'm going to start to cry. My 6-year-old sister was hit by a car and killed on her way home from dance class. She ran out into the street, and was hit right as she was like putting her foot on the curb, that close. And not by a reckless driver, it was dusk and he did not see her. She ran out in the street. It was tragic, of course. And what was more tragic was that my family in those days, and also, a white middle class family, we didn't know how to grieve. It was very interesting. And so I didn't go to her funeral. We never, she was gone. And like once a year, we pull out the family photos and we'd see pictures of her, and that was it. That was my relationship with my sister past the day that she died, except hearing on those days what a perfect child she was. Well, of course, she was dead. It's easy to be perfect when you're dead. At any rate, I became morbidly preoccupied with death because she disappeared in that way. I never saw or heard from her again. I thought I could just disappear. I became really quite nuts on the topic. I was convinced there was something about breaking your mother's back. If you step on a crack, break your mother's back. It was one of those dopey things. And I believed somehow that if I stepped on a crack, I was going to die. It would happen like one day. I would have that, and then it would pass. So it was that kind of crazy around death. I was afraid of going to sleep because I was sure I was going to die in my sleep. I was traumatized by this, and it was not addressed in that day and age that I was a child. I carried this terror of death into my adulthood, well into it, where if I thought about it, I could go into a panic at night. It was really awful. It was debilitating. And then I started hearing animals. I became a Reiki practitioner first, and I had animals in my care, and I started hearing them. And who came to me in my fear of death? The string of clients that came to me? Dying animals. It makes me laugh. I mean, it's not an accident, right? That's who my clients were, dying animals. I'm like, oh, okay. So, Reiki to ease the transition, to, for pain. Then I started talking to them about and realizing they're not afraid of this at all. And over time, and not a long period of time, over a couple of years, I realized I'm not afraid anymore at all, at all. Like them. It's like, okay, it's just it's part of living is dying, and it does not faze them. They understand what it is. I mean, they know they're going to leave. Sometimes they're sorry they have to leave. They're human, and they're sad that their human's going to be sad, and they'll leave messages for their human, but they're not afraid. So yet another reason to learn animal communication is you learn things from them. They teach you stuff. They're really amazing. They're such simple. I don't mean dumb, but simple, honest creatures. So I just wanted to share that with you because it was just huge for me. What a gift, that terror is what it was. Gone. So that's all. That's my story for today. I'm Pam Sorellis of Winged Horse Healing, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.